Most people are making love like animals at that moment. And when such is the state of vibrations, it creates a field of vibrations. Depending upon the attitudes of parents, soul matching that vibratory pattern will be attracted. I will share a beautiful story from Mahabharat. And this story is a clarification to one of my questions that I had asked my Guruji. We used to come from New York, myself and wife and my family, other family members, and we would question now and then certain things. And especially non-resident Indians would have these questions, where to have honeymoon or conception. Because that fear was there, that the people who conceive in Europe or in US, the soul may be of a different nature than if you had conceived in India. So this fear is there. Second question was, is place of birth important? Third question is, time of birth important? Astrology. So my Guruji said, none of this. Of course, he said that astrology does play a part, but it's like 5%. 95% is all about the attitude of husband and wife at the moment of conception. But who has the sattvic attitude at the moment of conception? Who would be remembering the Lord at that moment? Most people are making love like animals at that moment. And when such is the state of vibrations, it creates a field of vibrations. And depending upon the attitudes of parents, soul matching that vibratory pattern will be attracted. And when that soul is already has chosen the parents with that particular frequency, matching its own samskaras, destiny is already decided. Then it doesn't matter when it is born or where it is born. It's too late to decide. Then I asked him, what sort of an attitude? He said, to make you understand, let me share with you a story from Mahabharat. And he said, this kingdom of Hastinapur, there was a king named Vichitravirya. He was impotent, he could not conceive. So his mother summoned his brother, says Vyasa, who was meditating in the forest. She requested him to come home into palace at a particular muhurtam and mate with the queens so that they can conceive. So in a way, what we call in modern day, we have the sperm bank. If the husband is impotent, you can borrow those sperms of a selected male, and then wife can conceive. So there, a real person was asked as a sperm donor, and no better than his own brother. He came from the forest. His attire was not so clean, coming straight from the forest, and to match that moment of muhurtam, he goes to first queen's chamber, makes love with her. But what happens to that queen? Seeing his attire, she's scared. She becomes very fearful. And she says, not with this person. And she closes her eyes and follows the order of the mother-in-law. Second, he goes to the second queen's chamber. Looking at him, she is absolutely frozen. Blood circulation stops. Anyway, she too conceives a child, but not knowing whether conception has happened or not, and so that they don't have to go through the same process again. They requested their maid obliged. And the attitude of maid was very supreme. She says, my God, aho bhagya. I am so fortunate today that I have the opportunity of mating with the most advanced, most spiritually advanced saint on this planet, sage Vyasa, Rishi Vyasa. And with that attitude, she makes love with sage Vyasa. Now you see the three women, three different attitudes. The first queen conceived a child that was blind. Name was Dhritarashtra. Second child, whose mother closed her eyes and got frozen. She was frozen rather. Blood circulation had stopped. Skin became pale, and so was the case for the child. His skin color was pandu type, leucodermic, white, no blood flowing in their skin. Pandu, father to Pandavas. And a child that was conceived by the maid was the wisest of the lot. His name was Vidur. But the question remains, how can I have the right attitude at the moment of conception if I don't have a particular state of mind all through, even before that, even before my marriage? And that's why I say meditation becomes so important. Meditation helps us to go beyond senses. It's not that sensual gratification is not required or is not important. It is very important as well. But your attitude will change. You will make love, but with lots of love towards God. You will mate with each other, but with lot of respect and love towards each other. It will not be just animalistic. And if both of individuals meditates together in the evening, approaches the Lord and comes together, you can imagine, I don't think anyone can imagine the soul that one can attract in one's life. So, with this little advice to develop a right attitude, whenever you meditate, have a right attitude, full of love. And before meditation, create some sort of a longing for Lord to enter your heart. The cleaning process applied in Sahaj Marg is also very, very important. So, and both meditation as well as cleaning, they are complementary processes. And at bedtime, offering a prayer with a longing heart, with few tears in your eyes, wait for the next day's morning meditation.